Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. That's new. That's new. Hello, Canadian Führer. Welcome back to the top of the heap. For today, at least. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? How's it going? Hey, hey, hey. Ho, ho, ho. This tistic chat has got to go. Looks like it's gonna rain now that I set up out here. What's up, Trip? Dude, I dropped my pizza when I got the notification. Sorry. Guess I owe you a pizza, huh? Send me your PayPal and I'll pay for it. About to smoke a bowl. Cool. Good for you. Getting that Red Robin with your lady? Ooh. Yeah, I like Red Robin, man. I know that, like, people make fun of these, like, step-up kind of chain restaurants like Applebee's and Red Robin and stuff like that. They're like, you know, a cut above shitty fucking fast food, but not quite like a restaurant, right? I like them shits. I like them shits. Red Lobster is one of those, too. Red Lobster's really tries to dress it up fancy. Applebee's is terrible. I mean, yeah, kinda sometimes. There's some things on the Applebee's menu that you can get, though, that are pretty decent. Like, any of their fried food and stuff is pretty decent. Like, get some mozzarella sticks or something. You can go to Applebee's during their, like, they used to anyway, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do this happy hour thing where, like, I think it was from like 2 to 3 in the afternoon on weekdays, or 2 to 4 or some shit. They had like happy hour where drinks are half off. The stream is choppy. What am I supposed to do about that? It looks fine to me. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I just restarted the whole stream. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, my Wi-Fi might not be on, huh? That should be okay. If it was on my end, it should be fixed now, because yeah, whoever it was that said in the chat, "Is your Wi-Fi on?" is the hero. It's still broken? I don't know what to tell you guys then. Sorry. Sorry, fellas. Nothing I can do about it. Yeah, if it wasn't me, then it was YouTube for sure. Usually they give me like some feedback up here when things are slow. Apparently not today. It's the creepiest thing you've ever seen, like outside of movies and stuff. Probably Jack Hellsborn, honestly. Jack Hellsborn was a homeless dude that lived down in the dry riverbed in Madeira. And that was also where a lot of people, like a lot of high schoolers and teenagers and stuff, went to go get drunk and high and stuff. And Jack Hellsborn walked up to us one time. We had a little bonfire down there underneath the bridge in the dry riverbed. And Jack Hellsborn walked up. Nobody could see his face, and he could smell that we were smoking, so he asked us for a cigarette, and one of us just like handed him a cigarette. He's like, "Got a light?" So we handed him a light. He lit it, and like it barely illuminated his eyes a little bit, and he was like, he introduced himself to us. He was like, "My name is Jack Hellsborn." We're like, all right, bro, and then he just walked away. Jack Hellsborn was pretty creepy. I think he might have been planning on killing us all, but like he walked up and counted us and was like, this might get ugly. There's like, you know, 8 or 10 teenage boys here. They might be able to take me. Paul, they just executed a homosexual man in Iran. He was hung only 2 inches from the ground. Guess I could make a crude joke from words hung and 2 inches, but that'd be a low-hanging fruit. Oh my God, dude. Dad jokes. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh man, that was, man, I don't even know what to say about that one. Thanks for the $10, so we'll go with that. Yeah, I kind of, I kind of wish that all $10, donations came with a good joke. A low-hanging fruit. Oh boy. Nozdrovia, comrade. Paul, do you like any of Stephen King books? Yes, I like every one of them that I've ever read. I don't think I've ever read a bad Stephen King book. I haven't read them all, but I've read quite a few of them, especially his earlier stuff. My dad was really into Stephen King, so I got a lot of hand-me-down paperbacks when my dad was finished with them. I've read the Dark Tower, the first one. I haven't read the whole Dark Tower series. It, The Stand, Cujo, The Shining. I'm trying to go through all of the books I've read by King. I'll probably miss a few. Cell, Half Past Midnight, Everything's Eventual. That's one of my favorite Stephen King books right there. Stop watching the latest Flash ride for this. Oh. Well, good thing that you can go back and watch that. Or you could go and watch that now and come back and watch this. The Stand is great. It really is great. His short stories are really good too. Yeah. That Everything's Eventual is a short story collection. Kind of like Half Past Midnight is, I think. I think Half Past Midnight is a story collection as well. Graveyard Shift is not a story. No, maybe it is. I know I've read it. The liveness of Highdeology is a big draw. For those of you that show up to it, yeah, I can see that. I mean, think about it though. Once again, there's 115 people watching now. There'll probably be 200 or 300 watching by the time this gets going, and maybe 40 of you will be chatting. What's in the cup? It is water with that Neo stuff in it. It's got fruit punch, the shit you add to the water. Makes it taste like Kool-Aid or whatever. Does anyone watch non-live Highdeology? Yeah. I mean, like, Highdeologies usually top out at 2,000 or 3,000 views, and there's never 2,000 or 3,000 people in a Highdeology, so there are definitely some people who are, doing their thing. They're scared they can't keep up, but reading the live chat is the show. It's the YouTube live chat show, kinda, I guess. I mean, it started as the Periscope show, and the Periscope show worked well because, like, during the replay, you could see the chat, just like you could when you're doing it. And this one, you can see the chat, but you have to be watching on, like, a desktop. Yeah, I'm always sad when Ashley switches it up and gets, like, one fruit punch Mio and then, like, one of the blue ones or, like, one of the mango ones, because I'm always like, I'm going to go through that fruit punch one quick, and then I'm going to have like 2 Mios in here that I don't really like. You can watch chat on rewatch on mobile. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I don't. You know me. I'm out of the loop. Do you eat as? What? What's your relationship status with creamage? Non-existent. Non-existent. No, you got to know somebody and care about what happens to them in order to have a relationship with them. So I would say that firmly defines my relationship with creamage. Paul, I did insane amounts of drugs yesterday. Hey, good for you, buddy. Bet you like a mango punch, zombie nips. Zombie nips? Man, that's cold. Creamage is Darky's butt buddy on his dumb podcast. Oh, okay. Yeah, then I definitely have no relationship with him. I should stop commenting on G-Man's page because I might be ushered into the wrong... What? I don't know, bud. How many bullets are in the Paul ball? Did something happen to you guys? Are you just making nonsensical statements now? That's like 2 comments in a row that I've read that make no fucking sense. Yeah, dude, just total fucking like unreadable nonsense. You've got to watch Dianne Feinstein smugly ignoring little kids' concerns about climate. I've seen the clip. I watched the clip last night. It was an edited clip, so I haven't seen the whole exchange. But I don't know what people expect out of an old entrenched piece of shit politician like Feinstein, though. What do they think, that she got to where she's at and she's remained a senator for fucking like 20 years or something by caring about people? No. I don't expect Dianne Feinstein to take a stand on anything. Look at her, she's old. Hey, Paul, would you rather listen to nothing but Bon Jovi for the rest of your life or kill yourself? And what would you use to kill yourself? Wow, you seem to know my answer. I think I'd go with Bon Jovi. I mean, it would suck to lose music, but at least I'd have some Bon Jovi, you know? I mean, I'm not a huge Bon Jovi fan, but at least I'm not listening to, like, I don't know, Engelbert Humperdinck or something for the rest of my life. Everyone calm down. I'm here. Hey, you're trying to steal what's-his-name's shtick. Mendacious C. You can't do that. Do you think a new civil war is possible in America? Is it possible? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe it's possible on the extreme end of things. Is it going to happen? Probably no. Do you think that workers' unions are good or bad? I think they're good. Engelbert Humperdinck is real? Yeah, he sure is. Hang yourself with a rope made from a Bon Jovi cassette tape. I don't think that would hold you, though. Those tapes were pretty... If you've ever messed with a cassette tape and had one unwind on you, like, you got to be real careful to get that shit back in there straight, because if you don't... Yeah, I don't think you could hang yourself with the tape from a... You'd probably need like 10 tapes worth. Can you grapefruit me? Yeah, come on over. Come on over. 717 North Hampshire Street, New Orleans, Louisiana, 2059178. Come on. Come on down. Bring your own grapefruit. I'll provide the boner. People get sniped by drones 500 yards away. There's no way a rebellion could be sustainable at all. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, guerrilla warfare and that sort of thing, like that street-to-street kind of warfare, it would work here. I mean, people that live in desert, fucking countries that are behind us by about, 100 years technologically managed to fight us to a standstill in 2 Arabian countries, 2 Middle Eastern countries, And, they didn't have anywhere near the amount of guns that we have. Wouldn't the government just start using nuclear and chemical weapons if they started losing? Maybe, but, I mean, then what do they have to rule over when they pacify us? How could we expect to overthrow cities? It wouldn't last too long. I mean, it just depends. Like, I don't know. I'm not a big I'm not a big, war expert or anything, but I seem to think that, like, a country where there are, like, 3 guns for every human being could probably put up a pretty good insurrection. Yeah, people would probably be killed by drones, and there would be, huge mismatch fights where, the government showed up with armored vehicles and shit. But the idea behind guerrilla warfare, I mean, like the Viet Cong did to us, right? Use the lay of the land, use our knowledge of the cities and streets and the wilderness outside of the cities to fight, a constant battle of attrition against the superior force. I mean, that's how the Viet Cong won, and the North Vietnamese won in Vietnam. How many of its own citizens would our gov and military be willing to massacre realistically? I don't see them be willing to wipe out a third of the country. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm of two minds on that, because on one hand, I would like to think that soldiers would be like, I'm not marching into Milwaukee and blowing people up. And on the other hand, I know that soldiers are trained to do whatever they're fucking told. Like, soldiers, one of the principal parts of basic training when you go into the military is having it drilled into you that disobeying orders means your buddies die and you die. When you disobey an order, your friends die. When you disobey an order, you and your platoon and the guys that you're trying to protect and who are protecting you die. So there have been times where the government troops have been sent into American cities and they have fired on the populace. The Watts riots are the one that come to mind first and foremost. I know it's not the only example, but it's the one that's burned, most indelibly into my mind. Kent State's another one, yes. Waco is another one, yes. Berkeley. Yeah, it just keeps on going, man. So I think we've seen that when it comes down to it, the training outstrips any patriotic duty they feel they have. They'll fire on American citizens if they're told to. There might be a few soldiers that don't. Esports ruined Smash Brothers for me. My friend looked at the characters that were fighting and he just knew who would move based purely on moveset. Yeah. I mean, esports is kind of like ruined everything, hasn't it? It's made gaming into like this try-hard thing where, if you don't have the time to play a game like it's your second job, you basically can't compete at it. I still have fun with some of these multiplayer games. I'm trying, you guys know how I've tried to be less curmudgeonly about my music taste and stuff. You guys have kind of seen that journey happen where I'm trying to, get into some of the more modern rap stuff, some of the more modern rock stuff, and trying to open my mind to it. I'm the same way about games, or at least I'm trying the same thing about games, but I'm finding it a little tougher than music to get into. Yeah. Games, like modern games, like I've been playing that, well, I haven't been playing it. I played a few matches of that, what is it? Apex Legends, which is the first one of these King of the Hill shooters that I've tried. And yeah, it's okay. I suck at it. I hardly ever win. I've won like 3 or 4 matches, and that's because I was carried pretty hard. Do you mean being less skeptical? No, I mean being open-minded to trying things and being less dismissive of things before I've actually tried them. We see Dinor on cam? I mean, sure, I guess since you paid. Come here, buddy. They won't see you. Hey, they won't see you. He doesn't like being on camera. He's shy. Are you shy? Are you a shy boy? Got your bone? Got your bone. There you go. There's the Dinor. Not sure if it's my computer, but you're like 20 yeah, people said that it's been fucked up, and I've tried everything I know how to do, so it's a YouTube thing probably. I don't know. I got a super chat. I just read the super chat. Did I get another one? No, I got it. I'm fine. I'm fine. What if he jumps over the fence? He can't. What do you think about the whole Captain Marvel thing? I don't care. Like I said, there's one superhero movie that I care about. It's coming out this year. It's the second part to the fucking Infinity War shit. And when that's done, I'm done. I'm checking out of the superhero genre, maybe for good, but for at least a decade until it dies off. I'm done. I'm done with it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm not looking for it. So yeah, I don't care about Captain Marvel. You heard about Brightburn? No, I have not. Did you take the hat off? Sure. There you go. Let my scalp breathe. Is that what you're telling me to do? The reason I'm wearing the hat now is because the hair is just long enough to drape right in my eyes in front, and this is the natural state that my hair wants to take right here. This is the way my hair wants to be. And once it gets long enough to get heavy enough, when I push it back like this, it'll stay. Then I can chill out on the hat. But this right here is not pleasant, because the hairs, they poke into your eye too. It'd be one thing if I could just get away with being like kind of tragically emo, you know. Oh, what's up, you know, and having like one eye covered, you know. Hey guys, what's up? Use products. Lol, Ashley can help. Products? You mean like putting like hairspray or gel in it or whatever? Fuck that. No. Like, the reason I have long hair is so that I don't have to do all that crap to my hair. So. Have you ever watched rugby? Not really. Give the beard a perm. I don't want to mess up my hair, man. I don't want to color it. I'm here to abuse my power. Good. Ban them all. Ban them all, Marshall. Do what must be done. Ban them all. Would you rather have the first 90% of the blowjob or the last 10%? I don't know. You would enjoy chilling out high playing God of War or Red Dead more, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. Hey, Paul, all the hair an inch away from your scalp is dead. Oh, no. I find that Head & Shoulders shampoo burns like a flamethrower to the scalp. You probably shouldn't use Head & Shoulders then. I want a beard like yours. Well, stop shaving and go get that blue waffle looked at. That's not good to have. Isn't your hair swept back when it's short? Not really. When I have my hair short, it's like forward and then kind of up in the front a little bit. Like I'll do like, but most of the time it's like this when it's short. So, I don't know, man. Whew. Use Dove Men with minerals. It's like Irish Spring, but it makes your skin feel like a baby. Get out of here. Shoo. So when shampoo says something about healing your hair or keeping it alive, it's a lie. Yes, it's a lie. A lot of soldiers joined to defend the American people in their country, so if the government orders them to fire on their own people, wouldn't be surprised if a lot do. They would. Of course they would. What gender is your dog? He's intersexed. Hey, Blue Waffle. I'm putting you in timeout so you can learn two things. Number one, where your caps lock key is, and you need to make sure it's off. And number two, you need to move on beyond the like 1996 meme of blue waffle that you're trying to get people to look up to. Because I don't know about everybody else in here, but I saw that shit literally when Kurt Cobain was still alive. So yeah, you got 180 seconds to chill out and try and come up with something else. And if you don't, I'm just gonna ban you. Damn. Sucks. It always brings me down when I gotta give that kind of talk. I mean, my meme standards are that if you're gonna be using it, it better be both funny and something I haven't heard a bunch of times. And if it's neither of those things, then that's a ban, man. Yeah, sit there and think about what you did, Blue Waffle. It's on the level of tired of high gas prices and join the lemon party. Yeah, exactly. It's that exact same shit. Tired of Obama's sour lies? Join the lemon party. Lemonparty.org. Have you ever heard of a green waffle? Slow, whatever your name is, shut up. Shut up. I just banned somebody for memeing on that, and you're out here trying to get banned again. I'll ban that fucking ass. Yeah, a middle school era joke indeed. Yeah, you guys want to join the Pin 15 club? All you have to do is take a Sharpie and write Pin 15 on your hand with no space, and you're in the club, man. You're in the club, bro. ICUP, yeah. We used to have this game we played back in high school called Spondo that was basically about stealing from one another. Anything you had in your hand, well, I actually think it was pens, pencils, or any writing implement. If you weren't paying attention and you were playing Spondo, somebody else that was playing it could come by and go Spondo and just take your pen, and then you had to be like, fuck. God damn it. What the fuck? You gotta get another pen out. Be careful with it. People just say taxed. Yeah. You ever Rochambeau'd? Yeah. Yeah, Rochambeau, dude. Oh my God, Paul, you're awake at 4:30 p.m. Is that what time it is? What time is it? After everything I say I'm a man. No. Spondo my gonorrhea. Gross. My whole 5th grade class had to get pulled into gym for a talk about why kicking each other in the balls is bad. Man, I wish they would have given that talk to my class. I'm probably incapable of having children because I got kicked in the nuts so many fucking times. I'd like nothing better than to not be at work right now. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Don't go to work dressed like that, do you? On a weekday? Is today, what day is? Wish my floaters couldn't float. All right. You're making no sense, Duke. That's a ban. Next one of those that I read of yours, it makes no sense. That's a ban. It's a full-blown ban, man. Not even a time, just a full-blown ban. Oh yes, oh yes. You better fucking believe it, dude. I'm not gonna put up with your drunk ass bullshit. Thank you, Marshall. Marshall's passing them out today. Paul's ego, more like small pigo. It's not small. It's just not big. It's a medium pigo. There's nothing wrong with that. You wouldn't complain if I gave you the pigo. Oh, now I remember that guy. I guess he finally got the courage to be stupid again. Oh, yeah. Blumhouse might be rebooting Hellraiser and Scream. I wonder how bad they'll butcher Clive Barker and Wes Craven's legacies. Probably horrible. Dude, what the fuck is that in the background? Shadow across the ceiling and sign behind you. Is that a camera artifact? That's my fan, I think. Yeah. Is this the shadow from my ceiling fan in there? I guess I could take you guys, because we decorated and stuff. So I'll take you on a tour. Because we've got, like, our house looks like a place that people live now, which is crazy. It only took me about 6 months of living here to get it all decorated and shit, but let me see if I can turn on some lights, show you guys some cool stuff. All right, so I'll walk you through it. So here's the door through which I go to do the Highdeologies. Behind this door on the inside is my little shelf here, and it's got some Funko Pops. I got Ripley and the Queen, and I got Cthulhu, and I've got this guy here from Attack on Titan. And then over here on the wall, we got the Rolling Stone mag announcing Philip Seymour Hoffman's death. We got limited edition Panic at the Disco, Pray for the Wicked Thing for pre-ordering tickets to their show. We've got the big piece in the room, the White Guilt Pall, now all fixed and, you know, done up properly. We've got this picture here that TJ gave me of Kurt Cobain smoking a cigarette. That's pretty dope. Then we go into the dining room. We got a Pride table with the coolest ashtray that you've ever seen, made out of a wine bottle that was smashed while it was still molten. And then up on the wall here, got some stuff. This was a play I was in called The Diviners. This is a play I was in called Anna in the Tropics. I really like this poster. There's another Panic at the Disco poster. I bought this at the concert we went to. This was my souvenir from the concert. Then over here on the wall, we got full-size Hellraiser poster. I love this poster. Demon to some, angel to others. He'll tear your soul apart. And then we got this cool metal aliens poster that Scotty got me, I think for a birthday present. It's made of metal. And it has magnets on the back of it that you stick to the wall, and you can stick it up. That's kind of cool. And then last but not least, got our Goonies poster here. It's the classic Goonies poster with the painting and stuff. Pretty awesome. Here's our kitchen. I don't really know if there's anything going on in the kitchen, but there it is, kitchen. And then in here, let's see if can I turn on the hall light. I gotta turn on the hall light. In the hall, Ashley put this up. I'm not exactly sure who this is, but it's cute. Picture of the parents, picture of me and Ashley, painting of Paul's ego, done by David Cardew. There you go. There you go. Yeah, we went all out on the dining room set, as you can see. The dining room set is about as expensive as we could muster, you know what I mean? I don't mean to floss. Whoa. I didn't ask for a Chinaman to take my legs, but I went out and achieved anyway. That's right. That's right, Big Lebowski. You tell him. Paul, more than half of American is either on fire, freezing, or flooding. How long until shit gets so crazy society collapses? Probably won't be on our lifetime. It'll probably be another 30, 40, 50 years, you know. Most of us will be croaked. MTV Cribs, Paul's Ego Edition. It's where the magic happens. Sometimes I go back and watch Paranoia on this channel. It's a very good video. Oh, okay. I'm glad you enjoy it, my friend. That's in my lifetime shit, yeah. Some of you guys, you know, those of you that can reasonably expect to live another 50 years, I don't got another 50 years. I'm going out way before 50 years. But those of you that can reasonably expect to live another half century, I hate to tell you this, but you're gonna see some wild and crazy shit. I don't intend on being croaked for at least another 100 years. Okay, well, work on that. Some of y'all never grew out of your Panic at the Disco phase, and it shows. I actually didn't become a Panic at the Disco fan until I started dating Ashley. She was a huge fan. I probably made fun of Panic at the Disco before, but now I'm a fan. I think the final nail in the coffin was seeing them live. I was like, okay, this band is badass. If you heard "Choke" by I don't know how, but they found me, the guy from Panic at the Disco made it. No, I have not. What we do then, Paul, if this is gonna get crazy, sit back and enjoy the fucking ride, because there's nothing you can do. A lot of the climate change stuff, like there's no good news on that front. Like this whole Green New Deal, this like, oh, we're finally gonna do something maybe about climate. It's too little too late. You know, like we've already set in motion the complete and utter collapse of our ecology, and it's slowly but surely gonna happen no matter what we do. Like we could stop using all fossil fuels today. We could just stop. We could stop burning coal. We could stop burning natural gas. We could transition to a totally green economy right now, totally carbon neutral, and we'd still suffer the repercussions of the fucking hundreds of years we've abused this planet. Seeing a band live completely changes your perspective on them. That's how I felt the first time I saw Korn. Yeah. Grand Duke is salty because you put him on timeout. We were all worried about him because he's showing signs of serious alcohol dependency. Do you have any words of wisdom for him? We're worried. Go get help. Like, yeah, I've dealt with Duke before, and when I go into the fucking, you know, and I'm not trying to make it worse for him, but when I go into like the Discord and stuff, and he's in one of those rooms, there's a chance I'm not gonna last 5 minutes in there. And that's a personal thing. I spent so much of my life caring for and hanging around drunk people with alcohol problems that I just don't do it anymore. I don't put up with it. Like like people with alcohol problems, like you feel bad for them, and I do. I feel for him, but on the flip, you need to realize that your problem puts that problem off onto everybody else. They've got to deal with your constant nonsense, and it sucks. Go get help. Period. New Green Deal, even if it gets past the House, the Senate is going to use it as toilet paper. Well, yeah, of course. That's the way our fucking country works. You know? I've had the same with suicidal people, but eventually I got tired of people saying they were going to kill themselves every day. I'm not going into that. I'm not saying that those two things are linked, but when it comes to drunkies, dude, I don't got a minute for them anymore. Like, there's probably few people on the planet that have put more time in taking care of drunk people and talking to drunk people and listening to drunk people's nonsense and letting a drunk person cry on their shoulder and taking care of a drunk person and carrying a drunk person to their bed and tucking them in and making sure that I've done so much of it that I'm retired. I'm retired, dude. I'm retired from taking care of drunk people. I'm retired from dealing with drunkards that can't handle their own liquor and shit. I just can't do it no more. I don't want it no more. I don't want to be part of that. You have a food addiction, pot kettle black. Yeah, but my food addiction isn't like it messes up my body, but it doesn't like put a bunch of fucking bullshit off onto other people. You know, I'm not asking people to help carry my big flabby ass down the street. I'm not asking people to push me around in a big fat guy wheelchair. I'm not insinuating my fatness into your life. You know, my fatness is apparent and it is destructive, but to me, about money addiction? I feel bad for people who got that. That's all I'll say. You stop spending so much on vape juice, you could afford a real tablecloth. I like our tablecloth, man. It's a pride tablecloth. Thank you for your wisdom. And also, eating disorders aren't the same as an addiction to people that are making that claim. Nah, don't worry about it. Don't try and correct people here. They're not here to fucking learn. They're here to yak at each other and try and get one-ups on the person doing the show. Trying to earn that green mushroom. There was a group of kids in my class that acquired the name the Poop Bandits. For 3 years, they would randomly shit smack dab in the middle of the bathroom. Okay, hey, whatever you say, bud. What is shit smack dabbing? Paul, I would happily push you down the street in a big fat guy wheelchair. Well, thank you, Billy Joe. That's very nice of you to say. And if I ever get to the point where I can't walk, I'll be calling you up and we'll see if you're actually telling the truth or not. The endorphin rush for making Paul look stupid. Is that what it is? Is that what's going down here? Because I could just truffle shuffle at the beginning of one of these and make myself look stupid. You know, and then maybe we could have a conversation. A wheelbarrow? Cool. I'd be fine getting shuffled around in a wheelbarrow. Buddy, it's raining and your paws are right out in the rain. You don't like being on the wet ground, but then when we're out here together, you lay with your paws right in the rain. What's that about? Get out of here, bozo. Like you're gonna be missed. Like people are gonna miss you. Hey, go on. You spoken about the Smollett case? Briefly, I think during Flash Fried we covered it. But I don't know. Not really. What is there to say that hasn't been said? Have you ever played this old school game called Zillion, the Tri-Formation? No. Paul, your apartment is more clean than mine. I wish my boyfriend would help me clean. How should I motivate him to help? Give up. Give up. Just give up. Just accept your circumstances. Or dump him. TJ did a couple videos on Smollett. Go watch, yeah. I guess if you want to hear what somebody thinks about it, TJ's got it covered. I don't know. I don't care anymore. You know, to get my opinion out on stupid political bullshit that happens in this country. I just don't give a fuck. When I do, you know. The whole Bernie thing was a big, you know, I've been in a Twitter battle about Bernie for a few days. So, you know, when I care, but this Smollett shit, the stupid kids, the MAGA hat kids and all, just, you know, the constant, like, you guys don't see the pattern? And I'm not saying that the news media caused Jussie Smollett to do what he did. I'm asking if you see a pattern in what they cover. It's all just, I don't know, emotionally manipulative shit. It's shit that doesn't matter, doesn't change your life, isn't of import to your life in any way whatsoever, and it's all we talk about, man. What do you think that the owner class is doing while all of us pay attention to stupid bullshit on the news like Jussie Smollett or the MAGA hat kids? What do you think they're up to? I'll give you a hint. It involves taking big sacks of money out the back fucking door when nobody's looking. Imagine if the media covered the opioid crisis half as much as they've covered the MAGA kids. I know. Just think about it. Like, but it just goes to show you that it has nothing to do with wanting to keep you informed about important things going on in your country and in your world. It has everything to do with keeping you watching so they can put ads in front of you. Keeping you arguing with one another so you keep coming back to their news story to get validation because this news organization agrees with you. Fox News knows what's up with the MAGA kids. No, CNN knows what's up with the MAGA kids. Fox News has got the fucking ground floor perspective on Jussie Smollett. Nope, that's CNN. That's MSNBC. Buy a new car. Buy a new fucking set of dishes. Buy a new TV. Buy a new cell phone. Keep arguing with one another. Keep playing right into our fucking plan of dividing the populace against one another so that they're constantly arguing about nonsensical shit while we continue to carry sacks of money out the back. You guys don't see it? That's why I don't fuck around with the stupidity anymore. That's why I don't talk about Jussie Smollett. I don't bother because it's fucking distractionary bullshit. Utterly meaningless in my life. Utterly meaningless socially. You know, like I'm not gonna stand and criticize TJ for talking about it, but fuck me if I've got time. I don't care. I don't care. If Jussie Smollett literally walked out into the public and blew up, like literally just exploded and guts went everywhere, I wouldn't read the fucking story. I don't care. Okay, maybe that's not true. I might actually care if he did that, but you get my drift. Do you think it's weird that you were intersected in Brett for 10 years, but you get pissed that some DFF fans still are? You think I'm pissed that DFF fans care about Brett? Like, that's right underneath the Jussie Smollett case when it comes to important shit in my life. I give a fuck, man. You want to waste your time watching the same landlocked bastard do the same shit over and over again? Fine. Like I said, I feel the same way about Brett that I do about alcoholics. I did my time. You know what I mean? I did my fucking time. You want to go do your time? Go for it. I ain't going to stop you. Spontaneous human combustion is pretty interesting, sure. Just bought the DP Albuquerque meetup movie. Good times then and good times to come. Yeah. I want to do another meetup, man. We've been talking about the skeletal structure for the next meetup, and I'm excited. My coverage was mostly about the gullibility of people and the exploitativeness of the press. I agree. It's part of the distraction, yeah. I'm just sick of it, man. I'm just sick of, like, because it just, like, if you think about it, like, it happens so often you can't even remember them. You know, there's all of these little important fucking social issues that get brought up over and over again, and it creates the populace and creates this kind of like back and forth in the populace, but really nothing's being informed by it. So yeah, I get your angle on it is that it's exploitative and stuff, and I guess that's what I'm doing here then. This is my version of that, I guess. I don't sit down and make the whole video, I just talk about it if it gets brought up. But I'm just sick of it, man. I'm utterly fucking just done with what the news thinks I should care about as an adult human being. What do you think of a state-funded news media? I think it's a bad idea. I don't think we'll get any closer to the truth with a state-funded news media. You know, I know that Great Britain has that, and it's probably pretty. You know, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn about Great Britain's news media, but from what I've heard from the people that I have talked to from Great Britain, it's no better than ours. I mean, at least maybe they don't have to put up with commercials constantly. Do you think safe injection sites could work in America? What are you talking about? Talking about for opioid shit? Where are you? I don't know. When we know when and where, you guys will know, but I don't know yet. Whatever happened to real journalists? They're dead. It's a dead position. Journalism is dead in America. I don't know about worldwide, but in America, it's dead. We now have they've just been folded into the entertainment block now. Heroin. Got a nice little rain going on here. I'll show you guys some of it. I don't know if you'll be able to see the rain, especially considering that you said that I'm at like 20 FPS today, but man, I love this. This is my kind of weather right here. See that rain coming in from 2 different directions too, it's weird. You laggy. I just said that, dude. I don't know what's going on, man. I've been at like 20 FPS since I started this. I restarted the stream at the beginning. Nothing happened. It's a YouTube thing, man. They just updated their fucking YouTube app on this phone. That's probably what it is. Ooh, look at this. I have to pull this back a little bit. I'm getting splatted. Are you under a terrace? No, I'm standing out in this right now with my phone. Yeah, the leopard frogs are singing all the way through it. You can hear them back there. I would have to restart my phone, but if I did that, I'd have to start a new stream, so. Woo! It is dumping ass. Go catch a frog? I don't even know where they are, man. I've never seen one. I hear them all the time out here. It's like a whole colony of them that live out here. Those ain't birds, them is frogs. Yeah, this is why I picked this apartment. I didn't even really care what was inside of it. When they walked me out on this porch and I saw the stand of woods out here, I was like, I need this, man. I need this zen in my life. Whoa. Look at that over there. It's like somebody peeing off the balcony above me. Wow. It's rainy. I gotta scoot back some more. Make sure my phone doesn't get wet here. Bam. Ashley having a piss. Ooh-ah. Underwater Highdeology win. Oh man, that'd be dope, wouldn't it? I could just get like a snorkel and like a waterproof case for my phone. Where's the not safe for workplace in the Discord? There isn't one. There isn't one. There used to be a not safe for work thing on our Discord, but autistic people reported it and got a strike put on the fucking thing, so we just took it down. Yeah, you can go get your porn elsewhere, I guess. You would fit well in the ocean? I think all of us would fit well in the ocean. Any thoughts on the Slim Shady LP? Today is the 20th anniversary. It's good. I do like Run the Jewels, but can we not turn this into... hey, Paul, I'm into something. Are you also into it? Because that's just me going, yeah, no, yeah, never heard of them. Yeah, I like them. No, yeah. Okay, does that sound like a fun thing to watch to you guys? It doesn't sound like a fun thing to watch to me, so if we could just chill out on that, that'd be great. It's like a virus in the chat though. I have to call it immediately because if I let it go, then it just keeps happening. It just like the whole chat becomes, have you ever seen this? You ever heard this? You ever heard this band? You ever heard this album? What do you think about this album? What do you think about this band? What do you think about this movie? What do you think about this TV show? What do you think about this actor? What do you think about this politician? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And it just becomes a fucking, yeah, it's like the common cold in the chat. Just spreads around all of you. How do you feel about R. Kelly? It's like, who cares? Hey, Paul, between time travel and teleportation, what power would you choose? Teleportation, probably. I'd fuck things up if I had time travel. Like, that's a scary prospect, having time travel, because you could step on a bug and completely change the future, you know, the butterfly effect and all that. Teleportation, though, how would they stop you? Like, you'd be unstoppable. You'd be basically like, I guess you'd be unstoppable as a time traveler, too, because you could just go back to before you got caught or whatever, but it seems more straightforward to just, like, you know, teleport yourself into Fort Knox, steal a bunch of gold, teleport yourself to a smelter and smelt it down, you know? If the cops show up, teleport out with all your goods. If they do catch you, wait till they lock you up and then just teleport out at night. You'd be unstoppable. If they show up and they're gonna shoot at you or whatever, you just teleport away. What are your thoughts on stimulating your prostate? I don't know. Pop your wood, man. I've gotten a little squirrely with my butthole a few times. I've played around back there. You know? What are you gonna do? It's your butthole. You know? Play with it if you want. I missed a super chat. Oh, to the nose. Whatever will I do? Hey, Paul, please come to Los Angeles for DFF meetup. Okay, and have you ever stolen something? I don't know. I might have stolen something as a kid. I don't remember stealing, though. My parents were very, like, they instilled a pretty fucking heavy moral rap on me, so I was never a thief. When I was little, I might have taken something that wasn't mine somewhere, but I don't remember a specific instance. Yo, Paul, any console games or just PC? I have a Switch as well, so I play some console. Stole some candy from a church, you sinner. You fucking sinner, you. Should watch an old Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movie on Twitch as a group in one of the streams. They stream at 5 p.m. PST on Twitch under the Always On category. Meh. Dude, the idea of watching things with people is cool until you actually start watching things with people. Because if you're doing it in like a voice chat, then literally you can't listen to the movie because everybody's trying to one up the last guy's funny comment and none of it's funny. You know, and so what you're basically listening to is a bunch of people trying desperately to be funny about something that aren't. So watching a movie with a group of people like that, like I said, it sounds cool. It's something I do with my friends, but that's because my friends shut the fuck up and watch the movie and know how to make a comment here or there, you know? A VC, like I feel like it's an audition when I do it. I feel like people are auditioning to try and see if they can be funny in front of me, and it just ruins the whole fucking show. So, yeah. So I'll do it with my friends that I know how to watch a movie and make a comment here and there. Speaking of which, are we ever going to do a movie night on your Discord? Yeah, I've kind of fucking given up on that idea just because every one of them that I've done, I've had to be an asshole. Like, I've had to be like, okay, guys, I'm muting up this fucking Discord chat now, and I recommend that you all do the same if you want to keep watching this movie, because I can't fucking following it. I can't follow it when there's 13 people in here, and every one of them is just waiting for their turn to speak over the movie. Sorry. So yeah, I'm just not going to be doing that, unfortunately. I mean, as a person that can shut the fuck up and watch a movie, a special kind of person? Because if so, I guess so. Hey, Paul, if you were locked in a gymnasium with 40 10-year-olds who were trying to kill you, how many do you think you could realistically kill before they overtook you? All morals aside, I'd kill them all. I'd kill them all. Every last one of them with my bare hands. Everybody thinks they're in the next Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah, but if they were like actually the robots from that, it would be funny, but they're not. I think one of them I tried to watch, Duke of Mecklenburg, was there drunk off his ass and just slurring through the whole goddamn movie. Just not, it's just, you can't do it. You know, it can't be done. It's unfortunate that people can't do it, but it can't be done. Are you physically active? What does it look like, bro? You can answer that question yourself, can't you? Will RoboPaul have lasers? When's RoboPaul coming out? I didn't hear about this. Not every comment needs to be funny, Paul. When you're sitting and trying to watch a movie, if you're gonna pipe up, whatever you say better be interesting or funny. Because if it's just stupid, then I've missed 15, 20, 30 seconds of the film for no reason. It's like gimping yourself watching a movie on the internet with people. It's like, I don't really want to watch this. I want to listen to what a bunch of spurgs have to say during this. It's like, why would you do that? I'm not interested. Are you Paul sexual? Yes. I want the power to make people orgasm by pointing at them. I would have so much fun with that. Cool. You could have any job in the world, which would it be? Emperor of the known universe. What about you? Your brain will be placed in a frozen vault so you can be the future dictator of the world. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'll go with that. I'm good with it. What's the most competitive gaming you've done? I don't know. What was it about? What about if it was something you've already seen, like Mac and Me or something? It doesn't matter. Like, you don't understand what I'm talking about. I've watched movies that I've already seen with people. I still want to watch the movie. Like, you don't understand. It's just a conversation that goes on with a movie playing. It makes the movie impossible to hear. It makes the conversations impossible to hear. I don't know why people do it. Well, no, there's two things. I don't know why people do it, knowing the truth of the fact that people on the internet just don't seem to get it. That's voice chat in general on the internet, though. It drives me fucking insane, man. It's like people don't understand that when two or more people are talking at the same time, nobody hears what either of you are saying, and it's just a constant exercise in telling people, hey, calm down, nobody can hear any of you, and it just, I've stopped doing it. I haven't been in a Discord chat in a week, and I gotta tell you, I don't miss it. Just and people don't learn. Sucks, man. It's like such a useful tool. It's such an interesting tool to have. Like, we can sit and voice chat over great distances all over the fucking world. And it's fucking like, it's completely and totally like unlistenable. Any more than two people in VC? I think the number's around 5. If there's 5 or less people in a, that's why when I join it nowadays, like I'll just join the 5-person chat on our Discord because it's easier to fucking manage. It just sucks, man. It just sucks that people have lost the art of conversation and now they're just waiting for their turn to speak. That really is the problem. People are completely and utterly unaware of the fact that there's a conversation going on, and they are just desperate to get their little quip in because they're sure it's going to be funny. They're sure it's going to be interesting. And what it leads to is 18 people talking at the same fucking time in a room. I don't even understand why people bother doing it. Technology to chat with autists across the world. Yeah. Geez, man, are you talking about this chat? No, this works. This works because I ignore 90% of you and I read the 10% that are decent, and every once in a while I read one that I shouldn't have read. But it works. It's the only way it works. If this was a voice chat, it would be unlistenable, unwatchable, unparticipatable. There would be 2 people in here. I thought the cynical ranting was on us. No, I was talking about voice chats, man. But yeah, this too. You can apply all of that to yourselves as well. But this little rant has been about Discord chats and voice chat in general on the internet, which is utterly worthless. I'm guessing those 2 people being the 2 active mods here, yeah. Thanks for educating you. Oh yeah, you're welcome, bro. The DP Discord stuff for Patreon was so cringe. That's why we stopped doing it. I joined Discord and slowly discovered one by one that literally every member of the communities I was in was clinically autistic. No joke. I don't think that you're exaggerating. I don't know what it is, but you know, and no undue hate to the Tismites. I understand you didn't choose your fucking mental state. You didn't choose your mental makeup, but goddamn, is it goddamn impossible to have a conversation with you. Holy fuck, man. That dude was not kidding. Ignore the movie and listen to my quips. Yep. Having more than 5 people in a conversation IRL sucks in general, so I don't know why it would be any different on the internet. Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe I'm just bitching to beat the band here, huh? Everyone has autism and antisocial, except for myself. Well, I mean, I know for a fact that I don't have autism. Like, I know for an absolute fact that I don't. So I guess that might be true. I guess that might be true. Look at Dynor, man. What are you doing, bud? Wanna come out here? It's wet. You ain't gonna want this out here. It's wet. We're also a bit older than a lot of posters there, which counts for something sometimes. I don't have autism, I know, because I was tested 4 years ago. Hey, there you go. You got your paperwork. You're tism-free. You are tism-free. In a perfect world, an autism diagnosis would come with a lethal injection. Damn, that's harsh, man. That's really harsh. I'm just bipolar with OCD. Wrong diagnosis again. I'm just garden variety major depressive disorder, major anxiety disorder. Those are my diagnoses. A little PTSD thrown into the mix, little garnish of PTSD. That's my brain chemistry right there. Paul, I broke the law. What should I do? Turn yourself in. Face the music. See ya. You still have intrusive thoughts every day, all day, constantly. I just deal with them better than I did when I was a teenager. But yeah, my brain is a hot mess. It is a constant blah, 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 and it takes a lot of focus for me to have a conversation or pay attention to anything other than it. I'm never turning myself in, and I did something horrific as a kid. Oh, okay. Well, good for you, white trash. Fight the power. Don't turn yourself in if you think you can get away with it. Ooh. Ooh. You think this is all a simulation? I know it's all a simulation. Well, I don't know for an absolute incontrovertible fact that it's a simulation, but I know that it's way more likely that we're in a simulation than not in a simulation. Is it bad that I don't immediately ban some people because I want to see what will happen? No, dude, you're a specter. You use your ban powers how you want. Would you rather have your back or your depression get better? Probably my back, honestly. I don't know that I would snap my fingers and cure my mental problems because I wouldn't know who I was at the end of the day. Like if I did that, I would be a different person. But having a non-bad back wouldn't change my personality. If we're in a simulation, then why aren't we simulating? What? We're in a simulation, guys. Just get over it. Get over it, okay? If you look at the numbers that scientists have come up with for the number of probable advanced civilizations in the galaxy, and you look at us, we've already started to create these digital simulations. We're doing it. So the fact that there are possibly billions of other advanced civilizations in the known universe leads us to know that they've done it. And if there are billions, there are probably millions upon millions that are more advanced than us that have created more advanced simulations than us. So there are more simulations than real fucking civilizations in the world. Those are small numbers. I know. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to keep it within the realm of fucking believability for people. If we're in a simulation, are we hooked in or are we created by it? That I don't know. I don't know. Are we actually real people and just this vision that we have, this kind of reality that we experience is the simulation, or are we just simulated real people? I don't know. There's an infinite number of simulations and an infinite number of multiverses, 50-50 thoughts. I mean, that just lines up with what I'm saying. Would you ever run for House or Congress? I would have literally no chance of being a national politician. Even being a local politician, the things that I've said and engaged in completely preempt me from ever serving in any kind of meaningful political position. I want you to imagine me announcing and then video of me with 18 paper clips on my nipples getting my ass beat by a dominatrix gets fucking released, Or me talking about, a protected group of people in a way that's not kosher or whatever the fuck, I'm just 100% disqualified, my friends. I would have to change my entire personality, change my name, become a different person. Get a bunch of plastic surgery. You could run in some small race, but nothing big probably. I mean, yeah, maybe like a really local small town like race where, the chances of somebody running into my thoughts and my YouTubery, In a perfect simulation. Trump is prez, you're electable, Paul? No. No. Sorry. I've done way more wild things than Donald Trump has done. I've said way more controversial things way more times than Donald Trump has. If this is a simulation, then there's a God. No. If this is a simulation, then there's an advanced society that created it. That's not a God. That's not reaching outside of the physical realm. If we're all living in a simulation, then that just means that there's a more advanced civilization that created this simulation. That doesn't make them gods. Or maybe there is God. Maybe so. It's been warmer around recently here, even given the rainy nature of the stuff, and I'm starting to get like all those allergy problems cropping up. I've had sinus problems for the last 3 or 4 days. I'm just not ready, man. I'm not ready for spring. I need to move to a place that's winter all the time. I need to go to Alaska. Like northern Alaska. Or like one of the northern areas of one of the Scandinavian countries. I just need to live in a place where it's too cold for shit to bloom. How many simulations are we in, though? That's, yeah, because it opens up the possibility. That's one of the reasons why it's more probable that we're in a simulation than not, because simulated realities can produce simulations. You know, if we are indeed in a simulation, we're proof of that. We have simulated reality in our simulation. So there could be just a staggering number of simulations with other simulations in them. I'm waiting for spring. Montana winters suck. I'll trade you. You want to come do this spring down here? I'll fucking trade you. Come do spring and summer down here. I'll go up to Montana. I absolutely love that Paul doesn't sense the simulation within the simulation. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Who knows? I feel like I would enjoy this way more if I was high. That's kind of the point, Jabo. That's Jabo right there, by the way. That's our favorite fucking Twitch streamer. Guys, go subscribe to his Twitch. Go follow him. Go watch him play games. He's a cool cat. Might one day say it's the simulation sensation that's sweeping the... Shut up. Get out of here. Boo! Almost de-wrenched you for that one. What happens when we die in a simulation? I don't know. Probably the same thing that happens when we die outside of a simulation. You know, your part of the simulation no longer works anymore, so you're gone. An eventual realization of a nation. Whoa, just nonsense. Just nonsense now in the chat. Smoke a fat simulation. Okay, that sounds actually pretty good. Did you get bored with Subnautica? No, not really. I got bored playing it in front of people. Who are simulating us? I don't know. I don't know. Given the infinite chances of your consciousness to be recreated, eventually it might happen and you will experience reincarnation. Yeah, maybe, you know, because we're in a simulation, maybe reincarnation is kind of close to the truth. Maybe your data is reused as another being, you know, when you die. Who the fuck knows, man? If you die in the sim, you die in real life. It's the Matrix angle, huh? Is Kaiser Scotty a simulation? For sure. It's a very linear way of thinking. That's why they call me Slim Shady. I'm back. I'm back. Simulation restarted. Yeah, look, 50 or more simulated individuals left during that little quick break. I got a phone call, man. You guys are acting like you're new to this. You guys are acting like, yeah, dude, the simulation rebooted and 50 of you disappeared. Just so you know, if you're new to the Highdeology stuff, right? If I ever disappear without saying goodbye, one of two things happen. Number one, my phone died, in which case I'm not coming back. Number two, I got a phone call. And it's somebody who I don't ghost, like Ashley or TJ or Scotty. I would say that the only people in the world that I don't ghost when they phone call me are Ashley, TJ, Scotty, Taylor, Chelsea, and my mom. And sometimes I ghost my mom, and I'm sad about it, but it happens. Wow. But can we really, extrapolate? Why would being in a simulation be more likely? Because we can simulate shit. It just tells us about this world, not the one that could be simulating us. Well, it tells us a little more than that, though, right? It tells us that we are a civilization who has developed the technology to create these simulations. It tells us that we know that there are possibly billions of other civilizations like ours, of similar technological, advancement to ours in the known universe, not to mention the unobservable universe. So, it tells us that there are a lot of simulations in the universe, right? And our simulations continue to get more and more, complex and more close to reality. We haven't simulated sentience, though. It may not even be possible. We've simulated a basic amount of sentience. Have you ever played The Sims? I know it may sound crazy, but hear me out. The Sims have rudimentary sentience. Rudimentary. They have a series of wants and needs and desires that are hard-coded into them that they seek out in the world. A Sim, when left to its own devices, will get bored, go play video games, go work out, go write, go work on his own stuff. Now, it's very, very incredibly rudimentary in terms of a simulation, obviously. They don't have, the same level of desires that we have. They don't have the mental complexity that we have. But they are a good example of a rudimentary simulation where you create these little things and you turn them loose and they've got their own desires and the story plays out how it plays out. This conversation is reminding me of New Age Gnostic Christians' conspiracy on reality. They believe in simulation theory in a religious way. That's interesting. I haven't heard of that. Recovery was one of Eminem's weaker albums. I agree. Wouldn't that be equivalent to instinct instead of self-awareness, though? I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a rudimentary, it's the building blocks of self-awareness, right? I'm not claiming that a sim has, internal conflict the way we experience it. I'm saying that in that game, you have an entire society, a small town worth of people that's being simulated. Each one is driven by its own static desires. Those desires can change as the person goes along. As they interact with other Sims, they gain information about those Sims and make their minds up whether they like them or dislike them, whether they're annoyed by them or find them hilarious. These are all things that happen within that game, right? And that to me, it makes sense. It makes sense that, that is the building block of a far more complex simulation environment. They don't have desires, though. They just randomly do what their programming tells them to do, Paul. It's an illusion. Right. Which would also, apply to us if we were in a simulation. Your criticism would just apply to us. We're just more complex than Sims. So if we are indeed in a simulation, then we are just reacting to our pre-programmed, set of behaviors. We're reacting to the world in the way that we were designed to react. So your same criticism of The Sims being a silly example of a proto-simulation of reality would apply to our simulation. If we're all NPCs, then the player character is likely the one who has killed the most people. Hitler might have changed his skin and respawned, yeah. That or evolution has taken place independently of the simulation. Our brain psychology exists within it. I mean, that might be the point of the simulation, right? To put a bunch of beings with a rudimentary psychological precept in a simulation together and allow those psychologies to develop and to study what happens. What happens to a person when they're deprived of any love in their childhood? What happens to a person when they're deprived of any stability in their childhood? What happens to a person when they're raised perfectly and have parents that love them and care about them? What happens to a person that has one parent or multiple parents or two groups of parents? How does that affect their psychological development? How does it affect the way that they see the world? What kind of concepts do they come up with as a result of that? What kind of different ways of seeing their environment can we study? You know? We could all be just a big old science project. In fact, I think it's likely that we are. Missing persons who were never found are people who were deleted. Yes, delete, delete, delete. If biological mechanisms can create sentience, it only makes sense that technological mechanisms can as well. The only question is if anyone can develop that technology. Well, that's not even really a question, is it? Maybe a far future AI just wants to see what it's like to be human, so it simulates it. Yeah, or maybe, you know, this could be a video game. This could be like a reality TV show for an entire race of alien beings, you know? Earth might be the top rated simulation in a society with tons of different kinds of simulations, you know? And Earth might be the one that gets the biggest viewership, that has the most people watching it and studying it. You know, people might have their favorite people, like Truman Show style, in the simulation that they follow, that they always check back in on to see what they're up to, see what they're talking about, see how their lives have changed, see if they're still alive, you know? I imagine us being created by a group project where everyone was lazy except for one guy who hastily cobbled us together. Maybe. Can't one evade their programming by making decisions with a site like random.org uses atmospheric noise? Yeah, but what's to say that that's random? See, in a simulation, randomity is all distinctly not random. It's programmed in. So the random number generator that's behind a lot of games it's not ultimately random. It's just a way of the simulation to make a decision about what happens to you as a player character. We're probably some obscure ass simulation completely buried by more entertaining ones. You think so? It's random within limits, right? And those limits are what make it not random. You know? Would you turn off the simulation if you could? No. No, man. I don't want to be the guy that flips the switch on the whole simulation. I want it to keep going. I just want us to be out of it. Randomness might not even exist. It might just be an illusion due to our lack of knowledge about how the world works. That's absolutely true. Our perception of what is random is based on our limited knowledge of how, you know, the universe works. T-Series is a simulation made by YouTube to eat subs. Great joke, bro. I have a hard time adopting anthropocentric means to explain the universe because we're such a small part of the universe. Yeah, I hear that, but I'm not, like, I don't think that simulation theory is anthropocentric. I think it's actually the opposite of that. If we're all living in a simulation, then that doesn't mean we're pointing the finger and making any kind of proclamations about the rest of, you know, reality. I thought random encounters in Skyrim were the shit, but eventually you've seen them all. Yeah, and you learn that they're not random at all. We haven't seen any of these hypothetical civilizations out there. Maybe we are alone. Maybe first, maybe chosen, maybe just unprobable mistakes of nature. Maybe. It's a lot of maybes, man. Your hairline converts your forehead into a 6-head? Dude, I got a decent hairline. Come on. I do have a pretty big movie screen of a forehead, but I don't got a lot of male pattern baldness going on. You know, I'm pretty fucking... I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. If this is a simulation, I'd imagine humans are some of the most interesting organisms to result. Maybe. Maybe we're just like the poison pill in the simulation. Maybe they're looking at all the animals in the environment and how it reacts to an aggressive species. So maybe we're just the villain in the simulation. Think about that. Oh, let's check back in with the Earth simulation and see how the Homo sapiens sapiens species has continued to... Hey, baby.
He's helping Scotty right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Dynor's excited. Ashley's home. Mom's home. She's home. We haven't looked very far yet. Earth-like planets haven't existed. What? Haven't existed for that long? The Fermi paradox is just us not knowing enough about astrophysics yet? Okay. Whatever you say, buddy. How many gigabytes of memory does the sim take up? 1 trillion gazillion gigabytes. Paul looks like a mix between John Candy, John Goodman, and Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I don't see that last one. The other two I see because they're fat guys. But this one I don't see. Ted Kaczynski has an interesting explanation for the Fermi paradox. I'm sure he does. We are not the players, right? Right. I mean, we don't know that. Maybe one of us is the player, but, you know, if we're in a simulation, we're all just the NPCs, man. Action Bronson, maybe. I like that, though. Action Bronson is amazing. I love his raps. You might see me looking homeless, hopping out the Rover, parrot on my shoulder.
Yo.
Hello, hello, hello.
I got covered in water.
Covered it.
Rain.
Oh, yeah? Water rain?
Water rain.
Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen.
Yeah, on my way to the car.
Yeah, it's been on and off dumping ass pretty hard today.
Yeah, I'd say. What are you all talking about over here, huh?
Simulation theory.
Ah. You talk
Trying-
about that a lot.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's real interesting that we're all just, we all believe that we're real, but we're not. It's a wonderful thing, you know? Kind of takes the edge off of existence being so poopy.
To know that there's somebody else controlling you.
Not necessarily controlling you, but simulating you, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe that, like, well, maybe. I mean, that could be true. Maybe we are being inhabited by alien beings who share our, you know, mental status or whatever. So maybe, yeah, maybe every person on this planet is being played.
When I think of simulation, I just think of like an MMO.
Well, I was talking about The Sims earlier.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically The
that too,
Sims.
yeah.
Like, you know, if you start a game of The Sims and you create your character and then you just don't do anything with them, they will
Yeah, they
seek
do
out...
have free will.
Right, they'll
Yeah.
seek out their own
You can turn that off,
desires.
though.
You can, but if you just do it, basically, you create a family of Sims, you put them in a house, and you don't interact with them at all. They will find the toilet, they'll cook when they want to eat, they'll watch TV when they get bored. So, you know, it's not very far off from what we're experiencing here. Obviously, what we're doing is a lot more complex than that. We've got more choices than the Sims do, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing, right? Turn off auto and watch them starve. I used to like messing with other people's Sims games because we used to all, like, when I first got a computer capable of playing The Sims, I was living in Arizona and we all went in on a computer together, me, my girlfriend, and Rodney. And so we all used it and we all played The Sims. So we all had a neighborhood in The Sims that we could interact with each other, and I used to like fucking with everybody else's Sims. I'd go wall them in and have them starve, trap them in pools, make them fall in love with gay characters that I made.
That's funny.
That was my favorite one that I pulled, was that Rodney, my friend, had a Sim, and you could tell he was proud of it. He named it Rodney. He made it look like him. He gave it the coolest job. He gave it the coolest house, and I just made this, like, incredibly gay redneck named Silly Billy Gumdrops or something like that. And while Rodney wasn't playing, I went and made Silly Billy fall in love with Rodney's character, and they were just getting it on like crazy, all in love with one another. And then I remember I was asleep, and I woke up to Rodney going, "What the fuck? What? No! Stop that! Get out of here!" I was like, Silly Billy must have visited.
That's great.
Who has beat the Sims completely with no cheats and gotten rich as... Can you beat the Sims? Doesn't the Sims just keep going? Or is there like an end screen for the Sims? The Lord of Illusions. Yes. If we're all Sims, doesn't that mean we're all atheist vote bots? I guess so. I didn't know you could beat it either. I didn't know. Yeah, I've never... There is a final boss. Oh yeah? Cool. When will we get an Ashley only Highdeology stream? I don't know. She wants it, she can do it. She just has never asked for it. I don't think she wants to do this. I don't think she likes the idea of sitting and letting this chat just completely assassinate her character for fucking hours on end like I do. My sim always got depressed. Well, sorry for that. Well, Chelsea posted something, then removed it. Wonder what she said. Did anybody see what she said, dude? Somebody undelete that comment. I want to know. Well, are you ever going to see another weight loss challenge? No. No. I very well may lose weight in the future, but I've learned my lesson about involving other people in it. If I do it, it'll be something I do on my own. There will be no like updates for people. You'll just notice me getting thinner, and when people ask me about it, I'll just say, yeah, I'm working out, and that'll be it. That'll be it. Man, I can't tell you. The last time I did one of these like weight loss things, I was with DP, right? And me and Ben were going to the gym 2 or 3 times a week together. I was going once on my own, at least. Was doing really good, but I was posting like vlogs from inside the gym, and I shit you not, man, it was just a constant barrage of people telling me I was doing it wrong, even though I was losing weight, feeling better, looking better, being more healthy. You know, everybody, like literally everybody that watched those was there to tell me how I was doing everything incorrectly, how I should be doing this, I should be eating that, I shouldn't be doing this kind of workout, this kind of, you know. And it was just like, it was a nightmare. So yeah, you'll never see another one of those again from me. I will either stay fat or lose weight on my own dime. Why would you? I didn't listen to those idiots, but it was just, you know, it was like a piece of content that I created where the only benefit for me was getting a bunch of unsolicited advice from people, so I stopped it. That's why, it's always so strange. Why do people do that? The internet has created that. Everybody's an expert now. Everybody's opinion matters just as much as anybody else's, at least according to how they think about it. And so it's created kind of a society, a digital society where everybody is just smug and wants to give advice to everybody else constantly. Everybody's a critic, everybody's a doctor, everybody's a political science major, everybody's a CEO of a multinational company, and an economist, you know, an expert in global politics. Two-censism, yeah, that's a good name for it. That's why I keep my weight journey quiet. That's smart, Chelsea. And I will definitely be learning from your example going forward. Because, you know, I don't know if you ever... I know you used to do streams, and you still do streams from time to time, but you've probably experienced exactly what I'm talking about here. Oh yeah, I just got back from the gym and I'm doing a Periscope stream, and then your entire Periscope stream is just people telling you what you should be doing. Everybody has opinions. Yeah, that's absolutely true. It just used to be that people knew when those opinions were needed and wanted and necessary and when they were not. And now the internet has killed that because it comes with a cloak of anonymity too. You're not Paul Everett Parkey Jr. You're Paul's ego, or you know, whatever your, you know, Death Slayer XXX 69 420 or whatever the fuck. So you don't have, like, there's no repercussions. If somebody thinks you're being an asshole by giving them unsolicited advice, then there's no repercussions to you. You don't lose anything socially. You're a nobody to begin with. So, you know what I mean? It's just an endless fucking cycle of bad advice and shitty advice from people who don't really care. That's the thing, Paul. Toxicity is currently in today's internet, like on Twitter. I don't like that term, toxicity. It seems like it's another one of those terms that people just throw out that's going to become meaningless, like cuck, you know? A word that used to have a very easily defined meaning is now just, it just means I disagree with you. And I feel like toxic is that now. You're toxic. Boo. I mean, this chat is toxic as fuck. If toxicity is a real thing on the internet, then this chat is the, you know, radioactive hive of scum and villainy. NPC, yeah, that's another one. I mean, NPC died as soon as the people using the meme started reposting it like a bunch of fucking NPCs. It was like, it happened in a day. It's like the NPC meme dropped, and then the next day, everybody using it was acting like an NPC. Whoops. That's what made it so beautiful, I guess. Guess we got different ideas about what beauty is. Yeah, I like these frogs. These frogs is cool. Just chat be altruistic. Yeah. These are leopard frogs, from what I've heard from locals. I love that the autism thrives in this chat. Yeah, it really does. Kind of like garbage memes, like NPC, they act as a good social filter online. Eh. Yeah, I thought they were birds for the longest time. I used to do these out here when they were doing their thing and just call them birds. But then somebody in the chat corrected me. I started asking around and people said, nope, those are frogs. Those are leopard frogs. Them's is leopard frogs. I'll be right back. I gotta take a leak. You guys stay right here. Don't go nowhere, yo. Stay in here, buddy. You stay in here, buddy. You don't need to come out here. Oh my. It's starting to get dark. Should I turn on the lights in here? Are you guys having, is it pretty tough to see? I can turn on the porch light if you guys need it. I can still see myself okay, but yeah, I guess since it's like the frame rate is so bad today that it doesn't really matter if it's dark. Turn off the lights and I'll glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and watch me jump like a candle. Dance, caress a speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it, you better gain weight. You better hit the bullseye. The kid don't play. If you got a what does he say? If you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while D Shay revolves it. That's what Vanilla Ice's DJ's name was, D Shay. That's the guy I want to know about. Forget Vanilla Ice. I want to know about D Shay. Yeah, that's Vanilla Ice for sure. Vanilla, no! Vanilla! Vanilla, please! Best rapper of all time, yeah. D Shay, dude. I want to know about D Shay. That's who I want to know about. Forget Vanilla Ice. I want to know what happened to D Shay. Did I blot out the sun? No. I'm not that fat, man. Come on. Didn't Vanilla Ice wreck the set of some Yeah, we watched him do it on the show when we did the I think it was the Chris Kattan versus Rob Schneider for The Biggest Little Bitch or something. And we measured it in vanillas. And we watched that whole thing where he basically tore apart the set of some MTV show. Vanilla! Vanilla, no! We might have measured it in Beavers. I don't remember. I know we did one of them in Vanilla Ices for sure. I'll never forgive Suge Knight for not letting him fall from that balcony. Yeah, I know. He had the chance to rid us all of Vanilla Ice and he didn't do it. You like J. Cole? Yeah. I actually just started getting into J. Cole. I'm trying to broaden my musical horizons. I think we talked about that when we were streaming, or when you were streaming and we were chilling together. Dude, we got to get together again, Jabo, and play some more Dauntless, man. I need a crew to run with because I'm not doing well. I got into high rank, I think. I might be wrong about that, but I got to the Maelstrom or whatever where there's like upgraded versions of all these monsters and they're whooping my ass, Jabo. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm getting my ass spanked. I need a crew. I need the goon squad to get back together. We got to do that one of these days, man. Will there be an MC Hammer episode this year? I don't know, man. I liked MC Hammer back in the day. He had that album, Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him. Damn, man. MC Hammer was... Dude, he was fresh. Dressing like a genie and nobody called him on it. You know, big poofy golden pants, little genie vest. Doing the Running Man and the Cabbage Patch and the fucking what was that other dance? The Roger Rabbit. Oh hell yeah, dude, the Roger Rabbit. He had moves. He was smooth. You know what I mean? His music made you tap your foot, made you bob your head a little bit. Did you have parachute pants? I did actually. Everybody in the '80s had a pair of like those weightlifter pants because they were big for a while, and I got my pair down at the beach. Me and my dad and stepmom, I think, were on like a weekend getaway to the beach or something, and they were selling those big old poofy pants. They were super colorful, you know. They had that crazy design that makes it like hard to look at, you know, because it's just all like hot pink and yellow. And were they comfortable? Hell yeah, they were comfortable. Crisscross, that never caught. I never saw anybody do the crisscross thing. But Crisscross were trying to create like a fashion movement, and their fashion movement was everything is to the back with a little slack, because inside out is wiggity 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 whack. So really, people were wearing stuff inside out. Like that was starting to become a trend, and they were like, fuck inside out, I'm wearing my clothes backwards. Crisscross wore their pants backwards. Crisscross wore their jerseys backwards. And they made you jump too. That never caught on though. I never saw a single dude everything to the back with a little slack, you know. I never saw it. The hat went to the back, but that was already happening by the time Crisscross was out. They were talking about the pants, like put your pants on the wrong way. Have your pockets in front and the zipper in back. Bell bottoms were in middle school, and they came back in the early 2000s. Yeah, I was already out of school when bell bottoms came back. You know what was back in a big way when I was in high school? Corduroys. Dudes, like every dude in high school was wearing either khaki cargo pants, with the big, you know, the khaki baggy cargo pants with the big pockets, or corduroy pants. Like corduroys were back. I had 2 or 3 pairs of corduroys that were fucking awesome, man. I miss those corduroys, dude. They were comfortable. They were cool looking. Corduroy sounds funny when you walk. I don't remember, man. It's been so long since I've been in a pair of corduroys. But yeah, cargo pants, those, I still have a pair of cargo pants that I wear. In fact, I got 2 pairs. So like, I don't really even have jeans anymore. I've got 2 pairs of like khaki style cargo pants. I've got like a black pair and like a gray pair. They're baggy with cargo pockets and shit. I don't know, man. I just stopped. I stopped trying to be fashionable and stuff. So I just dress like a schlub now, because this is what's comfortable, you know? So fuck it. For a fat guy anyway, you're not gonna get a whole lot of clothes that are comfortable on you from the jump. Junkos, yeah, dude. Those big giant, like those were really popular too in high school. Like I'd say freshman year, like through middle school and into my freshman year of high school, all the dudes were wearing like those like 15 sizes too big pants. And I'm telling you, man, like they may look ridiculous, but those pants were fucking comfortable to wear, man. I miss them days. Yeah, the Junkos was the big brand. I had another brand. They were the off-brand, the kind of cheaper one, because Junkos were actually pretty expensive if you went and bought them new. At least when they first came out. But I had a brand called Interstate, IS, just is. Interstate made those big-ass pairs of pants, man. Yeah, I used to have a bunch of pairs of Interstate pants, but then they went out. You know, nobody was wearing the big baggy pants anymore. Oh yeah, dude, that was the greatest thing, is like wearing those big old pants. We never had to deal with the boner problems that, you know, the generations before us dealt with. You know, if we popped a boner, it was lost in an ocean of pants, you know? Sweatpants are where it's at. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing now. I got sweats on now, but I'm just, you know, I'm around the house. I'm not going anywhere. What's your favorite flavor of Jarritos? I like the lemon lime one. I like the lime Jarritos. I don't know. I didn't drink a whole lot of Jarritos, but I grew up around people that did, so. The orange Jarritos was pretty good too. Pretty much any one of them. Like all those Mexican beverages, dude, they got it figured out, dude. Mexican Coke is way better than American Coke because they use real sugar. Jarritos is delicious. Horchata is delicious. Like if you've never had like a big old glass of horchata with your like Mexican meal, next time you're at a Mexican restaurant that has them, order a horchata instead of a Coke. You'll thank me, dude. Yeah, Mexican hot chocolate for sure. They got the beverage game figured out. What was your style of clothes in the 90s? I was just talking about that. Baggy as fuck, like everybody else. Baggy pants, baggy shirts, layered. So like a lot of people would wear like a t-shirt and then a button-up shirt over the t-shirt. or like a hoodie but unzipped over the t-shirt. So yeah, pretty much how I dress now, minus the huge parachute pants. It does look dark now. Yeah. All right, fair enough. I'll go turn on the light. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be doing this anyway. Get some light on the subject. Shed some light on this. Kind of classic Reeboks, dude. There was a style of shoe back in the '80s and early '90s that I loved. They were called British Knights with a K, you know, like a knight. BKs, British Knights. They were kind of like they were like the cheapy brand of shoes. Like if you were a rich kid, you had Nikes. I had British Knights. British Knights were pretty good, man. I haven't seen a pair of BK shoes in a long time. Yo, Paul, I used to wear baggy clothes 6 years ago in middle school, and everyone else was wearing skinny jeans and emo clothes. Hey, good for you, bro. Good for you. You're a trend defier. I was not. I was not. I was just trying. I was trying to distract as much as possible from the fact that I was a fat, nerdy kid. So I wanted to dress okay. So I tried to dress cool and look like a 90s kid. You know what I mean? Using you for ASMR to sleep now. I'm not whispering though. Doesn't that not work? I usually just rolled out of bed and went to school. Oh, in your PJs? In your PJs, man? Basically every guy dressed like JF. Yeah, that hairstyle, the kind of spiked up in the front. I mean, that's still what I do when my hair is short because I don't know another way to do it. So that, yeah, like shorter haircut with the hair spiked up in the front. That's what every dude had in the 90s. Having long hair was like taboo almost. Like dudes, there were a couple of dudes in school that had long hair and they were all social outcasts and dorks. And now it's like kind of inverted, I think. I think dorks are the ones that wear their hair short, clean cut, and the cool guys are the ones with the long hair now. What are your thoughts on the fade haircut? I used to like the fade because my friend Brian, we used to call him Fro Dog. That was his nickname because he used to sport the afro. And I used to love like when he would come to school with a fresh fade because he just looked, I don't know, he looked clean. Like when he would clean it up, like we'd see him with that fade, we'd go, oh, because yeah, man, a nice fade looks good. A nice fade looks good for sure. A lot of conservatives are getting long hair now, like sticks. Is that true? Man, that's a shame. You still rock the fade? Why wouldn't you? They still look good, don't they? Like they're still a pretty popular way of doing your hair. I don't know, man. If I had different kind of hair, like if I was a black dude and I had hair that I would probably have dreads. I'm jealous as fuck of Jabo's dreads. Jabo's got cool ass dreads. He's got a whole head full of just unapologetic dreads. Yeah. Yeah. But a white dude can't do dreads. I mean, everybody's seen a white dude with dreads and it doesn't work, man. As cool as I think they are, you can't, you know what I mean? It's not even a cultural appropriation thing. It's just a white dude's hair doesn't look all that cool in dreads. That's just the way it is. So, you know, it's off the table for me. I could do like a mohawk or something. You know, that I could pull off a mohawk maybe. Yeah, it doesn't work well. It really doesn't. Their dreads never look right, dude. Like a real dread, like a good ass dread. It isn't all fuzzy and shit coming off of it. You know, it's all one complete nice looking dread. But like a white dude dread, it always has like a bunch of flyaways coming off of it and shit. I don't know. It's the same thing that happens when white dudes do the braids. You know, when they get like cornrows or whatever, the same thing happens. It's like their hair is just their whole head is just covered in like a halo of flyaway fuzz and stuff, that like hairs that have escaped the braid. It's like, nah, man, that's not a good look. See, I would do that stuff too if my hair would look cool, you know, done up that way, but it wouldn't. I just know it. I remember hippies had dreads during my freshman year of college in '99. Yeah, it was actually way more popular, I think, for white dudes to have dreads back in the '90s. That was a hair, because there was a lot of like musicians that were playing around with that. What was it? What was the fucking oh god damn it, Rage Against the Machine, the lead singer whose name is fucking escaping me for some reason. He had dreads. Like when he busted on the scene with their first big album, Evil Empire, he had dreads. Korn had dreads. And then there were a bunch of like alternative rock bands and stuff that were playing around with braids too. If you remember, well, the one that I remember right off the bat was Red Hot Chili Peppers. Zach De La Rocha, thank you. Yeah. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer of that, and his bandmates and stuff would routinely have crazy twisted up braids that were all flying everywhere, you know, or cornrows or something. Most white guys with them, I know, with dreads are musicians. They know how to do them well. Yeah. I have seen white dudes with dreads where they pull it off well. In fact, there was a dude that worked at the school district that I used to work at, and he was in the delivery department. He worked at the warehouse, so he was the guy that would like bring new desks, bring loads of pencils, you know, the supplier. And I'd see him a lot because he'd come and go from my sites a lot. And this dude had dreads that were down to the, like, literally beyond his ass in length. Just a huge, like, ponytailed together thing of dreads that went all the way down. And like when you see somebody that they have that level of commitment to it, and he took good care of them, so they didn't look like what I was talking about earlier. They weren't all flyaway and, you know, bootleg looking. They looked fresh. And so, like, if you're going to go to the lengths of that and, you know, take care of them right and keep them for long enough that it looks cool, then yeah, you can pull it off. Asians look good in dreads. I don't know that I've ever seen an Asian with dreads. My buddy Aaron has sick dreads with beads and dye in them and shit. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I was at a carnival in freshman year for marching band, and my buddies and I got harassed by a 6-foot tall dude with dreads who thought I threw a grape at him. That's weird, because in my experience, dudes with dreads are typically kind of chill. That doesn't mean they're like, you know, back down kind of guys, but you don't see dudes with dreads flipping out a whole lot at people, you know? They tend to be kind of mellow personalities, in my experience. I'm part Asian with dreads. That's cool. Asian people with dreads are trying to be black in any way equals puke puke. I don't think that having dreads is necessarily trying to be black, though. I mean, maybe like in modern society, you might have an argument for that, because it is black people that have kind of stylistically brought dreads to the forefront. But, you know, white people had dreads before they even knew black people existed. It's just a hairstyle. I don't like classifying things that people do with their hair, you know, as some deep cultural meaningful thing. I mean, I know that it is culturally meaningful to some people, and that's fine, but this idea that what you do with your hair has some implicit racial thing that comes with it, I don't know. Like white guys with afros, dude, I would sport a fro if I could. I mean, you can tell that a fro is not in the cards for me. I guess I could go get like a perm. My granddad See, my grandma on my dad's side was a hairdresser when she was alive, and she was pretty good. She ran like a little hairdressing shop, mostly for little old ladies, you know, out of her house. But that's how she made her bread pretty much her whole life. And she would do my grandpa's hair for him, and he had like, it was kind of a fro. I don't know. I'd have to find some pictures of him, but she would perm his hair and give him a fro basically, and it was interesting. My grandma did hair for a living. She loved doing perms. Yeah, perms were a big thing back in the day. I remember going and chilling at my grandma's house in her beauty shop little section, waiting for my mom to get a perm so many times when I was a kid. Yep, she had like the little chairs with the hair dryer that would, you know, come down attached to the chair. Perms for black people is to straighten. For straight hair, it curls. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. All I know about perms is that they take a long time, because I used to have to sit and wait for my mom's to be done. But that's kind of cool. You seem like you and TJ would be camo wearing rednecks living in Louisiana. Dude, I come from an area that's every bit as redneck as this area, and I escaped that place without being a camo wearing redneck. Like, yeah, dude, the area of California that I grew up in, as funny as that might sound to somebody unfamiliar with the demographics of California, I grew up in Central Cali, and it's about as redneck as you get down there. Everybody's got a big white truck with dirt up on the fender rims. Everybody's got a trailer hitch with a fake pair of nuts swinging below it. Yeah, I come from the heartland, dude. Man, that's got to be the worst thing. You guys have seen that, right? The dudes with the big trucks and they've got the plastic pair of balls hanging off their trailer hitch. Man, oh man. I never want to missile launcher a dude's car more than when I see that. Yeah, the area I grew up is every bit as redneck as the area I'm in now. In fact, it's probably more so because this is a more city area that I'm living in now. I'm in the New Orleans area, so truck nuts, yeah. And the area I grew up in is countrified as fuck. It's farms and almond orchards and grape vineyards and you know, bell peppers as far as the eye can see. But yeah, dude. Please take care of your dreads. They aren't an excuse to not wash your hair. Thanks, George Costanza, for the dread care tips that I'm sure nobody asked you for. I came from a very segregated, multi-ethnic area. Walk 5 minutes for Jamaican, 5 more for Italian, then Indian. Yeah. My little town was pretty segregated too, but it was white and Mexican. Those were your segregated neighborhoods. And it was, interestingly enough, delineated by the train tracks. You know that saying, the wrong side of the tracks? It actually holds water in little towns. The train tracks that run through the center of Madera are kind of the dividing line between the white and Mexican areas of town. I grew up in a rural area that was white, and more white. Yeah, that's quite a few rural areas, I'm sure. You on the wrong side of town, SA? I mean, it wasn't that super hard. I've lived on both sides of the tracks in Madera, so it wasn't super duper hard to, you know, it wasn't like unheard of for, you know, a Mexican person to live on the white side of town or vice versa. But it was just very racially homogenous in those areas of town, usually. Yeah, a weird way to grow up. I'd say like a good 60 or 70% of my friends, because I used to live out in the country kind of areas, so I went to country schools, which were predominantly Mexican. So I'd say like 60, 70, 80% of my friends when I was young were Mexican kids. So I have a very interesting, like, I don't know, racial mix in my upbringing, because I've lived amongst different racial groups and found myself enriched each time I did it. Having a bunch of Mexican friends was awesome. It got me into great food, cool corridos, which is like basically Mexican gangster rap, but with accordions. I don't know. It's just cool stuff. I had one black guy in my neighborhood as a kid. Yeah. I own my own ethnic barber shop. Cool, George Costanza. Good for you. You do a really good Mexican Cholo accent. Well, because I grew up around a bunch of people that actually talk that way. You're a white guy that eats Taco Bell. Yeah, I have eaten Taco Bell. Like, not to open the music suggestions thing, but you can name someone you listen to. What? Did you tap that Latina booty? Yes. All the girls that I had crushes on in, like, grade school, middle school, and pretty much high school. I guess I deviated a little in high school, but they were all, you know, darker skinned, darker haired ladies, Hispanic ladies. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that I grew up with 5 sisters who were all crazy blonde haired, blue eyed cheerleader types, and it was just like, nah. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, and I saw all groups of people from here working with my dad doing B-Day parties. The only difference between people was money and education. I mean, it sounds like a worn out thing to have to say, but you're absolutely right. Like, that's been my experience 100% of the time. And, you know, I'm glad that I grew up at a place where I was around a lot of people that weren't the same color as me, because despite the fact that my parents are pretty racist, I was raised around a lot of racists. It just kind of naturally fell away from me when it became important for it to do so. Because I would go home and listen to my parents ranting and raving about how wetbacks were ruining everything. But then I'd go to school and chill with all of the people that they called wetbacks, and they were all cool. They were into the same shit I was into. They listened to cool music, they read comic books, you know, they played Nintendo. And it's just like none of the bullshit that they were telling me bore fruit in my real life. You know, I was told that Mexicans were a bunch of shifty, lazy, thieving moochers, and when I would go over to my friends' houses and chill with their parents, all I saw was hardworking people. Just like, you know, I was raised with factory workers and public works workers, garbage men, you know, people that were out there on the grind making their money and eating meals just like my family did. So why the animosity, you know? But like I said, me being exposed to so many racially diverse people in school was what killed that in me. You know, it just naturally fell away. So I'm grateful for that, I guess. I don't like to think of what I would have been like if I would have just kind of stayed in the racially homogenous group that I was raised in, you know, my cousins and my white friends and all of that. You know, maybe that stupid idea wouldn't have fallen away from me so easily. But there's a lot of fear when it comes to that stuff, man. There's a real genuine fear in the white community, at least where I was growing up, of like being replaced as a culture or whatever. And that was really what was at the heart of a lot of the racism against Hispanic people in my little town of Madera, was this idea that there were so many of them that, you know, they were going to make that town into Mexico, which I don't know, the argument just gets sillier by the year. There's a giant Walmart in Madera now. There's all kinds of restaurants of every different type in Madera now. There's 3 Starbucks in Madera now. But for some reason, the Mexicans are still, you know, any day now, they're going to roll out the let's make Madera into Tijuana thing. And I got to imagine that that's what's at the heart of a lot of the racism that gets passed around to this day. A lot of the fear-mongering that goes on the right wing about, you know, migrant caravans, and a lot of the fear-mongering that goes into like migrant people. Because a lot of those kids that I was friends with, their parents were migrant. Their parents were here illegally. They were, you know, their legal status was in question. These people were no different than my family at all. They sat down, they ate dinner together, they cooked good food, they watched movies, they lived in little houses or apartments just like my family did. As a white guy, I really don't see the importance of whites losing the majority in America. It just makes no difference to me. It doesn't make any difference to me either, because I've been in places where white people are not the majority. And it's just like, it's relatively no different than it is living in a place where there's, you know, a greater concentration of white people. I've been in both, I've worn both shoes. You know, there's a huge preponderance of Asian people in Seattle, and that area was awesome to live in. Asian and Indian folk. You know, Texas, the area of San Antonio that I lived in was predominantly white. He's surrounded by, you know, areas that were predominantly Hispanic. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me but you can't give that experience to people, you know. A lot of people didn't go the route I did. The kids that lived in the inner cities, the inner city part of Madera, where the racial mix was way more skewed towards white, a lot of those kids never shed the racist bullshit. They never had that experience, you know, that commonality that you see when you actually chill with people in their natural environment, and you hang out with them at their house, and you play video games with them, and you know, you chill with them at school. They didn't get that. And so how do you undo this ugly idea that people have because they just never stepped their foot out of, you know, the kind of racially homogenous place they were raised in? I don't know. East Indians rank number 3 in IQ tests of all races. I don't care about IQ. IQ, like judging a race of people by IQ is how you get to JF territory, you know? It's how you end up spouting a bunch of fucking nonsense, a bunch of otherism, a bunch of us versus them. It's just bullshit, man. Sad thing is that Hispanic, Latino people aren't a race of people. We're a culture that's mixed from different groups of people. Exactly. You know, Native American and Spanish. Several different kinds of Indian are rolled into the Hispanic banner, so it's absolutely true. It's like proof. The Hispanic culture is the proof in the pudding that race mixing is absolutely fine, you know? Like, but people don't see it that way. What is JF? I don't know what he would call himself. White nationalist, I guess, would be what he would call himself. I don't know what the topic of this episode is, but take my money anyway and buy some pan. Hey, thanks, Tucker. That's nice of you. I'll do that. Oh, nice thing you've done there, bud. A very low IQ individual. I guess so.